Welcome back to Myth and Mind, where ancient stories echo in the modern psyche. Today we journey into the sands of ancient Egypt, where we will meet a goddess of both healing and destruction, pleasure and pain. This is the tale of Sekhmet's rampage and the strange trick the gods used to save humanity from her wrath. In the beginning, the sun god Ra ruled the earth, but over time, humans began to speak against him. Doubt, rebellion, hubris crept into their hearts. Ra, disillusioned with humankind, summoned a force from deep within himself, a fierce protector to exact divine punishment. He sent Sekhmet, the lioness goddess, the burning eye of Ra. She was not just a goddess of war, she was war, blazing, blood-soaked, righteous. She descended with fire in her breath and slaughter in her wake. The earth turned red with blood, and she delighted in the hunt. The taste of vengeance made her unstoppable. Psychologically, Sekhmet represents what Carl Jung called the shadow. The raw, unfiltered aspects of ourselves that we fear, repress, or reject, especially rage, aggression, vengeance, or power. Sekhmet was born from Ra himself. She is not a foreign invader, but a projection of divine emotion. She is the god's fury made flesh. Just as we often exile our own anger, only to have it erupt in self-sabotage or harm to others, Sekhmet reflects what happens when righteous anger is unleashed without consciousness. In myth and in life, when justice turns to bloodlust, we are no longer in control. It is the shadow that leads. Going back to the myth, Ra watched as Sekhmet's fury grew. Humanity dwindled. Her violence became insatiable. And the punishment had surpassed the crime. So Ra devised a trick. He ordered the priests to brew vast quantities of beer, mixing it with red ochre until it looked exactly like blood. And they poured it across the fields where Sekhmet would arrive next. The lioness drank deeply, thinking it was more blood. And then, as the beer took hold, she slowed, staggered, and fell to sleep. When she awoke, she was no longer Sekhmet the destroyer. She was now Hathor, the goddess of joy, music, and fertility. The red beer is more than a clever illusion. It is a symbol of transformation, of how consciousness can temper instinct. Where Sekhmet is raw impulse, the beer represents ritual, alchemy, and self-soothing. It is symbolic of the ways we must meet our own rage, not with repression, but with understanding, containment, and care. In therapeutic terms, this is emotional regulation. the ability to feel deeply without being ruled by those feelings. And how fascinating that it's not water or logic that calms the lioness, but a warm, intoxicating drink. It hints at the paradox of healing. Sometimes softness must come through pleasure, beauty, or surrender rather than control. The story ends with Sekhmet transformed, not killed, not banished, but reintegrated. When she becomes Hathor, goddess of delight, there is no mistake. Sekhmet still lives deep within her. In fact, some myths say they are two sides of the same goddess. And this duality is crucial. We do not rid ourselves of rage, we redeem it. Sekhmet's story teaches us that anger is sacred when balanced. It protects boundaries, ignites change, and resists injustice. But without mindfulness, it devours even the things that it loves most. Have you ever felt so angry that you lost yourself? Or held rage inside until it poisoned your peace? Sekhmet shows us the danger of disowning the shadow and the power of ritual transformation. The red beer is whatever grounds you when you're overwhelmed. Breath, ritual, art, laughter, movement, therapy. It's the tool that lets you remember your humanity before you burn the world down. So let us walk with Sekhmet, not in fear, but with reverence. Let us honor the rage within and offer it what it needs, not to be unleashed, not to be silenced, but to be seen and transformed. Thank you for watching Myth and Mind. If you are enjoying these stories, you can look more into the themes that we talked about today by checking the description box below for recommended readings. And be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. See you next time.